Hey, how's everything going on tonight? We are the Agents of Helm, and we are back once again with our weekly review. Today, the agents and I will be discussing the most recent episode of Game of Thrones, along with maybe a couple of other things from recent movies and of sort. So, just before we get started, I'd like to introduce Joe,
Hello, everybody.
and last but not least, Johanna.
Hi, everybody.
And we may get Lorenzo in here at some point in time. He might wind up joining in a little bit later, but if not, I'm sure the three of us can hold it down and keep you guys entertained for the duration of this chat. So we're gonna jump in. Game of Thrones episode, I want to say 8,
Yes,
season
8.
4. Yep. Um, we got to the end of the Tyrion. Um, I guess the Tyrion trial, Tyrion's court trial, his trial by fire, if you want to
Trial
call it,
by
or
combat.
trial by
Well,
combat is what you want to call it. So we finally, that's leading to the end of the episode. We get to that point, but there's a whole bunch going on in this episode. So Joe, kick it off. What did you think about yesterday's episode?
all right, Malik. First, before we get started, we got to settle something here, okay? All right,
Okay, go
because
ahead.
I think maybe I misremembered something. I don't know if it was
Definitely
you or
misremembered something.
Johanna that spoiled the end of Game of Thrones for me last week.
Well, all I said was,
Well, what did you say, Malik?
see, no, I didn't. Okay, I
Who
didn't
did
know
that?
anything. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything. I said my speculation. This is what happened. We were speculating what was going to happen, how the fight was going to end. You said that you thought that Oberyn Martell was going to win the fight against whatever
The
that thing is
mountain.
called,
The
the
mountain.
mountain. There you go.
Right.
Um, and Johanna would not. She would not spoil it. Lorenzo had logged off by now because he thought that Johanna was going to spoil it, and Johanna would not tell us. I said that I thought that Oberyn was going to lose, and that in losing, the next thing that was going to happen was that what's his name, Tyrion, was going to find a way to not get killed, which I guess still hasn't happened yet. He's going to find a way to not get killed and to get back before he's going to run away from King's Landing or something like that. And before he gets away from King's Landing, he's going to find and he's going to kill the
Right.
Shay.
prostitute Shay. That's all.
Okay.
I didn't know any. I didn't know
All
anything.
right, so that's what you said. Okay. So,
I
then
have
Johanna, that brings
been
me back to you now. Somebody said last week that they thought that Oberlin Martell.
Oberlin.
I'm just gonna call him Oberlin. Goddamn it, he's going to college. um, the Martell was going to win, not win, but kill the mountain, but die before the mountain.
Oh no, I
And
did say that. I did. No, I'm sorry. I did say that. I actually did say that. I thought
Thank
that was
you.
how. No, I did say that. I thought that was how they were going to die. I thought that they would both die, but I thought that he would die first, and then that would be the reason why Tyrion lost. Like I thought that's no. I did say that. I did say it that way.
oh, you did say it
Yeah,
that way.
that was the way I said it. Like I did
All
say.
right, Johanna, you're lucky.
I
Off the
am
hook.
being vindicated.
No, Johanna didn't say. Johanna didn't say
You
a
have
word.
been
But
vindicated.
I
I
even
have been
asked
vindicated.
Johanna. I even told Johanna, like, I'm just gonna say it because this is what I want to say.
And don't tell me.
But
Yes.
don't tell me if I'm right.
Yeah. See, the thing is, you guys, Lorenzo has planted this idea in your head that I am somehow a major spoiler person. I am more of a minor spoiler person. I would
The spoiler person, nonetheless.
I am a spoiler person. I'm trying very hard. I'm in spoiler person anonymous now, and the first step of health or whatever is admitting I have a problem. But I would never spoil the death of Oberlin Martell, as Joe calls him, uh, because that's just way too much of a major plot point. So there you go.
Okay. All right. Now back to your question, Malik. What did I think of last night's episode? I thought it was probably one of the better episodes of the season.
Mhm.
I thought it was really good. I like they got to check in with everybody pretty much, with the exception of, and who knows where the hell this kid is, Bran and his little brother.
Yeah.
And I really don't care where they are.
Yeah, no one cares.
So, they pretty much checked in with everybody throughout the entire episode, leaving Tyrion for last. So, yeah, I like the thing with Daenerys. Before we really start talking about the final fight,
You always do.
yeah, of course, it's Daenerys. But no, I like that I had no idea that this guy was betraying her. What's his name again?
Jorah Mormont.
Him. I had no idea. I might call him a college name as well. I'm gonna stay away from
Georgetown.
Yeah, Georgetown. Yeah. I had no idea that he was betraying Daenerys, and I just wanted to make sure before we start recording, I had checked with Johanna to see if she had noticed it earlier. I had no idea that he was betraying her and that he was reporting back to Varys, to Lord Varys back at King's Landing.
I did
everything he was finding out.
I did think it was strange that they knew that she had the dragons, that they knew that she had all the Unsullied, and because they had mentioned that in the previous episode that she had all of these things. But I just assumed that like a crow told them or something like that,
Yeah, the crows talk.
Because I just assumed that there was somebody that was feeding information, but I would have in a million years I'd never thought it was him.
Yeah, because you would think she's conquering all these lands. Obviously, the news is going to get around.
Right.
That she's got these dragons and she's got the Unsullied. That the news is going to get back to King's Landing no matter what. I guess it's getting there quicker with whatever his name is. I forget.
Georgetown Mormont.
Georgetown Mormont. Yeah. With him feeding back to Lord Varys. So. Yeah, now the older guard, I forget his name too.
Barristan Selmy.
Barristan Selmy, right. He, the way he kind of put him out there was like, hey, hey, we got this thing here, it's from Lord Varys. You've been pardoned, but you know what? I'm telling Daenerys, so, hey, I just want to give you the respect. I'm telling you first before I go tell her. And, I didn't expect her to kill him, and she didn't. Because he's actually, even though he's betrayed her, he's done a lot for her. He's put his life on the line plenty of times for her. So she let him off with a warning and sent him on his way, and told him to never come back. I have a feeling he will be back.
She pretty much does sentence him to at least not death, but exile. I mean, he's not welcomed anywhere else, I thought it was weird that the pardon came from Robert Baratheon, and Robert Baratheon's been dead since season 1. So, how long did it take for this pardon to get to them? Like,
it's a very, very lazy crow.
Clearly, I mean,
lazy.
I was kind of like, okay, we've had 2 kings since this happened. Like, I don't even know if that thing is. That's like, that's like a receipt from Target. Like, it's like 65 days old, dude. Okay, you can't be bringing this thing back here talking about you want a warrant, you want a replacement. Like, no, this is not happening. That's a really, really old pardon. I was like, I'd have told her straight up, like, seriously, I kind of gave him. That was like 3 years ago. It was like I'm not talking to them now.
Why you bring up bullshit?
Exactly, stop it. That's the past, sweetie. Come on, let's move on. Oh man.
Well, what's the new king's name?
Oh gosh.
Tommen.
Yeah.
Tommen.
Okay. Okay, so he's not. His name isn't Robert then. Okay.
Yeah, I mean he would.
Yeah, I mean it's weird that it would be from Robert Baratheon. I mean it's been like, I guess in Game of Thrones years, it has to be at least 2 to 3 years, right? At least minimum since that guy's been dead. Now, why would the pardon be signed with his name on it, as opposed to the new king?
Because it was just the right time to get Jorah out. I don't know, like it's slightly contrived, isn't it?
It makes no sense.
I don't remember how it happened in the book, but it felt a little less contrived than that. Also, he'd been like a lot creepier in the book. Like he'd been like kissing her or trying to kiss her and like proposing to her constantly, and it was making her uncomfortable. So this was like an excuse to like really, really, really friend zone him. The for real game.
Yeah, she definitely was like. I mean, he was kind of like even when he's like pleading with her, he's like, "I'm in love with you" and all of this, and I kind of felt weirded out. I kind of felt creeped out by that too. Like I was like, "Oh, dude, you're like old enough to be her dad, man. Like, chill, just calm down, man. Take a step back."
That clearly doesn't matter age, because what's his face, Littlefinger, is definitely trying to get Sansa. He wants Sansa in the worst way.
And she's like 14.
Yeah,
I
and
think.
he's like 50 or whatever he is, but he's old.
But you hate Littlefinger anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to fall out of a moon roof or whatever they call that thing.
But I will have to say that the my favorite part of the entire episode is when Arya and the Hound are walking.
Oh yeah.
And they tell them that her aunt is dead, and she cracks up. I mean, the laughter that comes out of that little girl, I was laughing for about a good 5 minutes while she was cracking up laughing, because I was just like, her reaction to it was I don't even know what she was laughing for. I don't even know.
Well, I know why she's laughing. She's laughing because he's not going to get his money, and then he kept her, brought her all the way out there, thinking he's going to get some kind of reward, and now he gets nothing.
Yeah, but see, he could. That's what I'm saying. My whole thought was like, okay, now that he's not getting any money, like, he could kind of just kill me. So, I was kind of thinking from that perspective. Like, I probably wouldn't have been laughing at the moment, but the fact that she just, like, as a child, she just started cracking up laughing. I thought that was great.
He can't kill her now because she's already introduced herself as the niece.
Well, he did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and now she's got an entire army right there, waiting to protect her.
I'm like, all right, well, so we can leave then, I guess.
But you know what? I have a feeling, Malik, now the sisters are like within the other side of the door close.
Yeah.
And they're still not going to see each other.
Oh, they're definitely not.
Yeah, something's going to happen where Sansa's going to go out a back door, and she's going to come in the front door, and they're just going to miss each other totally.
Well, what was
Sansa's there as nobody knows that she's a Stark. Everybody thinks Sansa is Littlefinger's niece.
Well, now they know she's a Stark.
Only those few people know she's a Stark. The people that were conducting the
investigation.
The investigation. But everybody else thinks she's his niece, and that she's not a Stark, and that she has no relation to God, what's her name? I can't keep these Game of Thrones people's name. Liza's name. Liza.
So, like, what's the deal with when she comes down the stairs at the end of the episode? Oh, not at the end of their scene. Where he's talking, where Littlefinger's talking to
the boy.
Robin? Yeah, Robin. And like telling him about how he needs to leave the nest and he needs to, go explore and find his own land and everything like that.
Basically, get out.
Yeah, pretty much. Your mother's dead. Just go figure out what the hell you're gonna do with your life. And then you see Sansa like in this brand new dress that I guess that's what she was sewing in the when she was sitting down and he came in to talk to her earlier in the episode. Then you see her come down and she's got this like look on her face, this kind of sly smile type look on her face, and it seemed like, I don't know, it seemed like she was no longer that, like even the dress being like black and dark, and she's always been like, I don't know, Johanna, if you've noticed it, like her character has always worn like these really pastel light colors.
Yeah.
And
although it's interesting you mentioned that, because I think the dress she wore to the wedding was darker.
Was it? Okay.
There's been this progression.
Okay, yeah. And her hair's always been like this deep red. And so like when you see her come down the steps in this scene at the end of their scene, her hair is like really dark. She's got this really dark dress on and she's got this sly smile on her face. So I'm thinking to myself like, okay, is this like the maturation of Sansa Stark, like now that she's realized, because she knows by now, she's fully aware of what Lord Baelish wants. Like she knows like he wants me, and she's fully aware of this whole situation. So I thought that was just a weird scene when she comes walking down those steps. And I was kind of like, where does this lead to? And nothing happens. You know what I mean? She just comes down the steps, and then they jump to the next scene, and then, they move on. They move on with the show from there. So I wasn't sure like what that meant.
Yeah, if she's ready to get with Littlefinger is what it means. At least that's the way I interpret it.
It could be that she's going to be Mrs. Littlefinger, or it could be that she has her eyes set on Robin, who's like the actual blood, like he's like the next in line to be the Lord of the Vale. And frankly, he's probably a little easier to control than Littlefinger, because like Littlefinger would not hesitate to put her through the moon door, either.
Mm-hmm.
Really? I would think that because she's the closest thing to Catelyn Stark that he's ever gonna get, that he would be more inclined to like try to be with her. He'd have like one of those weird loves, like you love the daughter because you love the mother or something like that, like one of those strange loves or whatever. I don't know. I just kind of assumed like he wouldn't do anything to her to hurt her.
Yeah, I get that feeling too. I think she would have him wrapped around her finger if he, no pun intended. If she decided like to play along with this infatuation that he has with her. I think she would be in total control of him. I think he would do anything she told him to do.
I mean, he's definitely twisted her, and I think that's what that final scene with her kind of shows, is that what he's done, all the different machinations, the fact that she, did go through this investigation and basically lied to them.
And real good at it too.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's kind of like what I get out of it, and maybe that does mean she's Mrs. Littlefinger. It might not.
Well, I hope she's doing it just so she can kill him. That's what I really want.
Well, I mean, I guess if she found out that he was, because I mean, the whole time, I mean, more than anything else, and it's interesting because, Arya is this like tough as nails little girl who, if you had exiled Sansa and left Arya in King's Landing, Joffrey would have died a long time ago. Like Joffrey would have got killed by some random sword, just like being thrown into like, she would have found a way to kill him. But so the fact that like all the people that have been responsible for the deaths of her family members have been relatively well within her reach, and I'm talking about Sansa, and she hasn't done anything to exact that revenge. But Arya, who's been like basically running to try to find her family again, at the drop of a hat, she's got like this list of people that she's going to murder, and she can't wait. So it's just an interesting dynamic that she's the one that gets left in King's Landing and Arya gets away.
Well, what's weird about what you're saying there is that, in all honesty, Sansa is with the guy who actually started the whole thing, right?
Yes.
He is the one that betrayed her father, Ned, and he's the one that actually got all the wheels of motion to get Ned to King's Landing in order to betray him. So, I mean, God, if she ever found that out, maybe she would kill him. Well, the only other person who knew fell out the moon roof, so unless there's somebody else lurking that has that information.
Is it called the moon roof or the moon?
No, I'm just
calling
it.
Okay.
I've been calling it the moon roof.
Joe's been misidentifying things all night, so.
Yes, I can't get it. I can't get Game of Thrones straight. I mean, I know what's going on, but I don't know the names of all that stuff.
It's fine. I don't know the names either. I just know I like the Hound.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you call it a moon door. It's a hole in the floor. I call that a moon roof. But if you want to call it a moon door or a moon chute, whatever you want to call it, that's fine.
I always question, like, why didn't they never fix that? Like I mean, clearly they use this for,
for killing people.
To kill people, but you can find a better way to kill people and just not have this big ass hole in your floor.
It's not as dramatic.
Well, they usually cover it up, but no.
I don't
know.
I just think like a drunk night, moon doors open. There goes Uncle John. Yeah. Like that's not a good thing.
Yeah, he slipped and fell out the moon door. No, not good at all.
So as you mentioned, Joe, we get past a lot of this, and we get to the to the scene where that we're talking about, where Tyrion is having a conversation with his brother in his cell and talking about their cousin, right? Is it their cousin that they're talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, about their cousin who's not. The way they described him, he sounded a lot like Hodor, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Um,
Yeah, he
yeah,
did.
he sounded a lot like Hodor, but apparently they have a cousin who I guess is mentally ill.
Yep.
Um, and was he killing what
Beetles.
crickets or whatever it was?
Beetles. Yeah, he was killing
Beetles,
beetles with like a
beetles.
rock or something like that.
Right. I mean, I don't. I mean, I didn't get the. I mean, I understand why they were talking about it. It just seemed like a lot of wasted time. I really wanted to get to the sword fight, and this was like in the way. Uh,
It seemed like it was just like one of those conversations that family members have,
yeah.
and just kind of like, if this is the last conversation we're gonna have, let's at least make it a semi interesting one, or semi, make me smile or something like that.
It didn't make anybody smile. They were like remembering this cousin, and they were like really sad about it. So I just wanted to hurry up and get to the fight.
I think we all did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now, well, so when we get to this match, and I'm not gonna lie, there's a moment in this fight where Oberyn is schooling the Mount. Okay, he is like all over the place. He's moving around. He's talking trash. He's like I mean, like, he's working this guy. And the Mount has like this humongous sword that it looks like one hit would pretty much end the fight. And of course, Oberyn doesn't have any armor on whatsoever. Like, you think he's got like just leather.
Because he's a boss.
Yeah, and so he's like moving around. He's jumping all over the place. He like cut his Achilles, or cut the back of his knee, so the guy fell. And all this is going on, and he starts to, I mean, well, even actually from the beginning of the fight, he starts to interrogate the Mount about like getting him to admit that he killed Oberyn's sister, and that he raped the sister and killed her children. Was it that? Was it that he killed?
Raped the sister and killed the children. Raped and killed his sister and the children.
And so he's trying to get him to admit this, but he wins the fight. He actually wins the match. He has the damn Mount beaten on the ground, ready to kill him, everything, and he won't stop. And then he tries. So the one part I did notice, he tries to get him to like confess to who gave him the order.
Right. He wanted to hear Tywin. He wanted to hear Tywin's name.
Which my question here is, and Johanna, you can jump in here too. Like, didn't he already know? Like, was it that necessary to get the man to actually say it? Because didn't he already know everything that had happened?
I mean, he wanted to get it out in the open, in public, and I mean, mind you, it was the thing about Game of Thrones and the thing about A Song of Ice and Fire, the series, is that anybody who has like kind of selfless reasons for doing something is probably going to die.
Yeah.
And for him, it was like he wasn't doing it for glory. He wasn't even doing it for Tyrion. Frankly, I have like this suspicion that he was like, fuck it, if I die, like that means like another Lannister dies. So that's cool. So
that is. Yeah. Oh wow, that's kind of weird. It's it's morbid, but wow, I never thought about it that way.
I mean, that's Oberyn Martell for you, I guess. So he was really doing it to like avenge his sister, and like I think that was kind of pure-ish motives. It's about as pure as we're gonna get on this show. So, the fact that he kind of, in the end, it wasn't about fighting for Tyrion at all.
Right.
It was for getting this revenge. At the end, it's like he could have killed him, right? The mountain was on his back, and he was completely defenseless. He had like struck like a mortal wound, and he could have just killed him right there and, not have died himself. But he didn't, because he had like almost this obsessive need to hear the mountain say that he raped and killed his sister.
And the funny thing is, the mountain actually does admit to it, but by then he's gotten the upper hand again, and he's got his hands firmly around the head of Oberyn Martell as he's getting ready to, as he admits to what he did.
Around it, it's an understatement. He crushes his freaking skull with his hands
like a grape.
That was amazing. By the way,
I mean, I'm like, all right, dude, you pushed his eyes in the socket, okay. Now he crushes his head with his hands. Like when they show his body from up top, I'm like, it looks like he like he crushed a grape. It was like spilled all over the place.
Yeah, I was like, can you do that? Like, can you actually do that? Or
Mountain cannon.
Like, good.
But then he dropped dead right after.
I have to say that that fight, before the death, that fight scene, I almost cried.
Really?
Because of how beautiful it was, and how not only was it the way that I imagined it when I was reading, but it was even better.
I thought he was going to be good. I did not think he was going to be freaking, he was, like you said, it was beautiful. It was amazing to watch. Him just kind of parry all of the lunges, and he was just he was dancing. It was like he was dancing, and do you know what the name of that weapon was that he was using?
No, I don't even remember.
I mean, it looked like a spear. Looked just like a long spear.
Right.
It looked like.
Okay. But it seemed
I'm sure
like
it has a special name.
I'm sure it has a special name, but it essentially it's a spear. It's a long spear.
Yeah, it seemed like when I saw it, it was just it was a short blade, connected to the wooden staff. I was like, okay, there's no way he's winning this fight. I was like, this guy's got this humongous. I mean, the sword looks like it's about the size of Tyrion. So it's like a 4-foot sword. Okay, that this guy's carrying. I was like, there's no way he wins this fight. He's gonna get hit one good time, and then that'll be the end of this. But I mean, you're right. The way it looked, and the movement and the camera work, it was beautiful.
Yeah, man, he sliced his Achilles. He got him in the stomach or the chest area. Guy was on the floor. All you have to do is get him right in the neck. It would have been over.
Or you could have just interrogated him as you were standing far enough away from him that you were away from his hands.
Yeah.
Okay. You could have just taken walked 15 feet over there and just sat down. The guy wasn't getting up.
Well, he got up long enough to crush his head. He made the key mistake of talking too long.
Started monologuing.
That's when you know you're gonna die. Once you started talking, I was like, oh, he's gonna die.
And
soon as he started talking.
And the internet lost its damn mind.
Really?
Yeah.
The Twitterverse was just the heads exploding.
Literally, his head exploded. Yes.
Well, yes. He was such a popular character.
Yeah, it was good. I wish he would have stayed around.
Episodes. He was only around for a few episodes. He wasn't there very long.
Since the beginning of this season.
Yeah, he came on the beginning of 8 episodes.
The very first episode.
Yeah.
I could have sworn he hasn't. I could have sworn but I think
he wasn't in every episode, but he came in the first episode of the season.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So he wasn't around for every episode.
And once in a while, he would be in an episode, but it was just to say something really witty or to show him boning somebody. So it's really fast.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't feel like he was around for very long until I saw
honestly, during the fight, I was waiting for him to say, "My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die." I was waiting for him to say that, but it didn't happen.
It was very similar, though.
Yes.
In fact, almost
very
the
similar
same accent too.
It was.
You killed my sister. You raped her.
Yeah.
You killed her children.
Yeah, it wasn't meant to be funny when he was saying it, but The Princess Bride, it was supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
But it was definitely to me it was definitely a great ending to an episode. I can't wait to see what happens next.
It was not a great ending.
I
It
hope
was
I'm right.
very traumatic.
It was very good, Lorenzo. Welcome
Oh,
to
hey,
joining.
Lorenzo.
Welcome in at the end of the podcast.
No, you don't understand, Malik. That show has just like it's ruined me. It's like a bad boyfriend. We're in
what?
Had you
strange relationship.
had you stuck around at the end of our last podcast instead of leaving, you would have heard that I actually predicted that the end. I predicted how that was going to end, and it ended almost the exact same way that I said it was going to end, and so you wouldn't have been so surprised when it happened that way.
So much so that
What did you predict, Malik?
I predicted that Oberyn Martell would lose, but that I predicted that they were both going to die, but Oberyn Martell was going to die first, and that was the reason why Tyrion was going to be.
Yeah, but that was hardly the
whatever.
point. The point was like I knew something was going to happen, right? Like I knew that something bad might happen, whatever. But then I'm in the moment and I'm watching this and I forget everything. And I'm there with Tyrion and I'm there with the Viper and I'm there in the moment. And then suddenly things just go horribly wrong, and it hit me like out of the blue, and it shouldn't because this is Game of Thrones, and you should just expect fucked up things to happen. But I don't know what it is. It's like I can't learn my lesson, and so I'm there in the moment, and like at this point, you know that something's gonna happen because, I mean, he's not gonna, he's the Mountain. He's not gonna just go out like that, like a punk. And then boom. Teeth get smashed out of face, eyeballs get popped in, head explodes. It was just very traumatic. I'm seriously traumatized by it. Joe, I'm not even kidding. Like, as far as, like, things that have happened to me in my life, this was one of the more traumatic experiences.
Oh God!
oh dear.
This TV show has taken it to that level for you.
It did, man, because it, like, I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. I shouldn't have been surprised. I should have seen it come in. Even if I had heard Malik's nonsense, I would have still, like, the same way, I would have been like, what the fuck? Because it was horrible. Like, I was in denial when it was happening. He, like, knocks him down. He's on the ground. I'm like, no, it's not. He's still going to. And then his teeth go flying. And I'm like, oh, that's horrible, but maybe. His eyeballs get squeezed in. And I'm like, there's still possibly a chance.
There's possibly a chance. Like, nope, we're done.
It sounded like Jim Carrey from what was the movie?
The Mask?
No, not The Mask. Dumb and Dumber. He says,
Oh.
not what is it? Not in a million years. So I still have a chance.
Oh.
That's the. Oh boy, Lorenzo, I'm sorry, buddy. I hope you're able to get over this because you still got 2 more weeks of this. We got
Yeah.
2 more weeks of Game of Thrones. So I wanted to ask you, what do you guys think is going to happen to Tyrion now? I
Look,
mean,
okay, right now I'm going to tell you Johanna cannot talk anymore.
Oh, wait a minute. I was going to say something, which is that Joe accused me of spoiling this episode earlier in the
I
podcast.
did. I'm guilty. I was wrong.
I did not spoil it. It was Malik who made an extremely educated guess. Boom.
Yeah, I
Mic
know.
drop.
Yeah.
That doesn't prove anything.
It just it proves I didn't spoil anything last
Okay,
week.
well, Johanna, I will say this: if you do know the answer, don't say it.
She's not going to be able to talk. She just can't talk. It's the only way. Johanna, I'm sorry, but your ability to not spoil this is non-existent.
All right, so between the
Talk.
three of us,
Yes.
what do we think is going to happen to Tyrion? I think Jaime's going to save him somehow. I don't know how, but I think he's going to save him. What do you guys think?
I honestly have no idea. My heart is broken. Seriously, Game of Thrones has broken my heart. At this point, I'm just hanging on. I'm too scared to let go. I'm too scared to keep going. I'm paralyzed by like a bad relationship with Game of Thrones.
Well, maybe. So okay, I'm thinking maybe
Giving
maybe
it
his
my
dad
heart, and it just keeps ripping it out of my chest, and then I just give it my heart again.
Oh,
Look,
you'll survive,
together.
Lorenzo.
Hand it back to Game of Thrones, and then it rips my heart up again. I don't know what I'm gonna do about Tyrion. If Tyrion dies, a little piece of me is gonna die with him.
Well, I mean, his dad did say like he would part. So maybe his dad comes through and like at the 20th hour or whatever, and like the 25th hour, and like comes in and like gets him snuck out of the city at night or whatever. I mean, I can't believe that Tyrion is going to die. That's one.
Well, I mean,
I don't think so either.
Are pretty public on this show.
He is one of those characters
The whole kingdom gets to watch.
But I mean, he is one of those characters, like, and I mean, of course, Johanna, she's read all the books, so she knows. But to me, I mean, he is one of those characters that kind of can't, like he's like too connected to everything, and he's too beloved. Like if they killed him, like you said, like Johanna said, they killed Oberyn Martell. Like to me, that's gonna be it. Might be the big death of the season. But that might be the one death of the season where you're kind of like, damn, that really, really is messed up. Like, and it seems that it's happened in every season. Like, killing Ned Stark.
It already happened like twice this season.
But, I mean, well, to who else? Whom else?
Well, what's his face? The prince.
We all wanted him to die.
I wanted him dead.
They wanted Joffrey dead.
We
I'm
all
talking
wanted him to
about
die.
I'm talking
people
about
that
that
we
death.
don't want people that we don't want to die.
Yeah, I'm talking about that death that kind of hurts. That kind of like it's kind of punch in the gut. So like last season it was Robb. Like nobody wanted Robb Stark to die, or even Robb's wife. Like the whole Red Wedding. Like
His mom, I feel a little bad about, but
I think a lot of people were kind of like, damn, Robb. Like, damn, Robb's a good dude. Like
I never really liked him all that much.
He was just a dumbass. He didn't deserve to die.
Yeah.
it was one of those.
He deserved to die.
My problem is there was only one Latino on the show. They already killed him. They already killed him. He didn't last the whole season. I mean,
Well,
come on.
Deadly Viper.
Yeah.
Well, according to HBO, next season we'll see more of his family. So more
right.
Latinos.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well, I mean, so that's my feeling. My feeling is that I don't think that Tyrion is gonna die. I can't believe that they will kill him in this season, especially after everything that's going on and them killing Martell and everything like that. So I don't believe he's gonna die, and I do believe that he is going to find a way. If not in this season, if like it doesn't happen until like the end of the show, he is going to find a way to get back at her, at Shay. I know. I that's the only thing I truly, truly believe. Other than anything else, like because she's the one. He really did love her. Like he really did love her. He really did care about her. He really did feel for her, and he tried to help her. And he tried to get her out of the situation and save her life. And she not only does she not take his advice, not only does she, but she betrays him. She comes back, and she is the reason why he's in this situation, in this predicament, because she lied. So I was like, at some point in time, he has to get her back. But to me, if he dies killing her, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. As long as he dies, as long as he's able to get her before he dies, I'm okay with it.
Is it possible that maybe what's his face? What is it? The Baratheon, the rightful heir to the throne, is
Tommen?
Is he at a point now where he can actually invade? I know he got his loan, and he was like trying to.
Oh, you're talking about Stannis. You're talking about Stannis.
Yeah. Is there any possibility that maybe he could come in and just like do like a revolution type thing where like they're about to? Cause, I mean, he's probably not gonna get executed just because like he's supposed to get executed, and they usually don't do things that are supposed to be done. Like there's usually some sort of twist. So I'm thinking something is probably gonna happen, but whatever happens is gonna have to be more outrageous than him getting his head chopped off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's definitely getting out. There's no, he's the star of the show. I mean, he's been the star of the show since season 2.
Ned
So
Stark was the star of the show in season 1. And
Yeah, season 1.
He was a fake.
Fake. Basically, Sean Bean was too
Anna,
big
no
for
talking
the show.
from you.
I'm talking
Bean
about
was too big for the show. Sean Bean is a movie actor. He probably did this to get the ball rolling for Game of Thrones, and then was like, I'll do a season, but you guys got to kill me. So, but now Peter Dinklage, prior to this Game of Thrones, I know he's been around a lot. He's done a lot of things, but he wasn't like a star.
Look, I'm
And
not
now,
saying
now he's a
that they're gonna
star.
kill
He's
him.
not going
I'm saying
anywhere.
that something crazy's got to happen for him to
Oh, I'm
survive.
sure something crazy is going to happen because we're going into the last 2 episodes. You got to leave it on something.
Well, I'm
Uh,
thinking, like, what's going to happen? Is it going to be the White Walkers that end up somehow saving him?
Yeah, I think everybody forgot about them, Lorenzo.
The
Until
Baratheon? Maybe what's the face being the queen of the West, or wherever she is, Khaleesi. So,
I mean,
I'm asking you to conjecturify who do you think is going to save him? Like, say it's not his brother, say it's like an actual huge coup or something. Like, who do you think it would be?
I don't know. I think Jamie's gonna die.
Think Jamie's going to die?
Yeah.
Like and instead of him?
Yeah, I think Jamie's gonna die instead of him.
How would that work?
I don't know. I just don't know. I just have that feeling. I mean, Jamie's pretty much useless
Dude, let's do
without his
dialogue.
right hand.
Like, let's just run through the scene. Let's do a scene run through.
Scene run through.
I can be whoever. Who do you want me to be?
You could be Tyrion, and
All right,
Jamie's
I'll
and
be
Jamie's
Tyrion.
trying to whisk you out of King's Landing.
Oh,
But then-
Jamie. I knew you would come through and save me. I really appreciate this, big brother.
Well, you are my brother, and I have to save you from your sister.
All right, Malik. Who's
Sorry
Malik?
for my poor acting.
Who's Malik?
Malik is just an innocent bystander watching this. Actually, you know what? Malik is Oprah Martell.
The course
Just
of
like
Martin.
eyeballs.
I'm just brains, eyeballs, and ears, like hanging out, like collecting dust, or I'm basking in the sun.
Okay. So then, like, oh no, Jamie, you slipped on the deadly viper's teeth. And you fall into the ground and sustained a serious concussion.
Tyrion, oh my short brother, take my iron hand and run, and use it at your will, and remember me.
I shall bitch slap your sister, my sister, and my whore girlfriend, and Sansa for
Yes.
getting me into this mess.
Please
With
use
your
my iron
hand.
hand to bitch slap them.
Oh my god.
And then that's it, end scene. Jamie's dead.
Bravo, encore.
But I just have this funny feeling Jamie's gonna die. I hope not. I actually started to like his character ever since he became like a good guy, pretty much now. He's got a conscience. He's trying to do the right thing.
What
And like you said, Johanna, anybody who tries to do the right thing ends up dead.
What about rape?
Rape? Yeah,
You mean rape?
he did rape his
He's
sister.
like
Rape.
he's a good rape incester. Incestuous raper.
He's not all the way good. Yeah,
He's
you're right
a
about
really
that.
Incestuous raper.
Well, I mean, he lost his hand, and that kind of gave him perspective.
That was after he.
It was after he lost his hand when he tried to rape.
Oh no, when he raped with Cersei, whatever.
Whatever.
Okay. Cersei's like queen of evil. Like,
Look, I don't really think it was rape. I don't think it was really rape.
Yeah, the
It
scene
was
rapey.
rapey.
It was very rapey.
It was
Yeah.
very rapey.
But
But
Johan, let me ask you a question.
I can talk now?
You can talk now because this has got nothing to do with actual show, really. It's a hypothetical situation where there's the opportunity for like the rape, but okay, say there's like a party, right? A party,
Uh-huh.
and you're in a room, and there's no music in the other room, so like it can easily be, like you could yell out and easily be heard, and now it's getting all like date rapey type shit,
Mhm.
and now you don't like call out for help. Now, is that a rape?
I mightn't call out for help because I'm afraid that my life is in danger.
No.
Um,
There's no weapon or anything. He's just like manhandling you. at
Yeah,
this point.
but what
And
you have to
he doesn't have a hand.
understand-
Missing a hand, by the way.
But what you have to understand is that rape is a violent act. It's not a sexual act. So the fact that there's violence being kind of like you are
Right,
like
but he hasn't expressed
victim.
any violence, like
Right.
any
But
any
rape
like
is violent.
any like threat. No, I mean like threatening violence, like where you're afraid that he's gonna punch you.
Lorenzo, you left out a very big part.
What?
She
Hand?
said no.
Oh, and it's your brother.
She said stop.
By the way.
She
Disgusting.
said no. She said stop, and he didn't do any of those things.
Right? No. You say stop to him, but okay. So now you're like, it's not like he's like, hey, if you don't shut up, I'm gonna punch you in the face. He's just ignoring you're asking him to stop, and you're whispering it too. You're like, stop, Jamie, stop. This isn't right. Oh, and your brother's name is
Your brother's name is Jamie.
Your brother's name is Jamie.
Totally hypothetical.
And
Completely hypothetical.
I mean, there's obviously
okay, and so
also,
then now you're at the point where like you really want him to stop. He's not stopping, and you've already told him to stop. Now all you have to do is maybe raise your voice, just a few decimals, and then people will come in and be like, "Yo, Jamie, that's fucked up. Why are you trying to rape your sister with your one hand?" And then
And your dead son in the room.
yeah. Oh, by the way, you guys have a dead love child in the room with you. It's a weird party. Crazy party.
totally hypothetical.
Totally hypothetical crazy party.
Well,
Like a wake. It's a wake for your dead kid.
what I want, though, if I call out for help, I'll have people coming and I want people to know that my brother was
Right.
like,
It would be really
raping
embarrassing.
me.
Yes, it would be very embarrassing.
Not just embarrassing, but dangerous, because there's this whole rumor going around that your kids are not actually like direct descendants or heirs to the throne. So if I'm caught with my brother,
Right. You would be in a
Right.
really awkward situation. Definitely. I agree with you 100% that if people found out what was going on, which is what is going on, by the way, you would be in a really awkward situation. But yet you don't, you choose not to do that. You go the other way with it, and you just kind of, find yourself getting into this weird thing that's going on here.
no, she didn't seem into it. I mean, the whole scene, like,
She
George-
got into it.
George R.R. Martin has already spoken out about the scene and how it doesn't.
This
It's
isn't
not
George R. R. Martin's thing anymore. George R. R. Martin signed it away when he gave away the rights. He's got some say in it, but it's not just totally his thing. It's our thing. It's HBO's thing. He doesn't have full control over the situation anymore. You can't just be like, oh well, George R. R. Martin says something that makes it canon. No, because he's the books. This is something different than the books.
All right, Lorenzo, let me ask you a
It's still
question,
not,
Lorenzo.
yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Lorenzo. Let's say you're Jamie, right?
Yeah. I'm Jamie. No hand.
The girl says no.
You're looking good.
The girl says no. Stop. What are you gonna do?
I'll be like, so what do you mean? What am I gonna do?
I
Am
hope
I
stop.
Jamie or am I me?
You. What are
I'm
you
gonna be-
gonna do?
Me? I'll be respectful of her request.
Right. Okay.
There you go.
There
Why
you
did
go.
it sound
That
so-
answers your question. That answers your question.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
Yes,
it does.
No, it doesn't.
Non-rapists are gonna stop. Just simple as that.
I don't know. Jamie doesn't strike me as a rapist.
Well, you're scaring me, Lorenzo. How you interpreting this whole thing?
I'm just saying, he doesn't come on, Joe. You said yourself that you like him.
I like him now. I like
the rapist.
what he's trying to
like
become,
him.
but just not the rapey part.
Look, if you're gonna discount characters in Game of Thrones as being your favorite based off whether they're rapists, murderers, or all sorts of things, you're not gonna have a favorite character.
My favorite character is Khaleesi. She hasn't done none of those things.
She's
Well, no.
murdered.
Murder.
She
Definitely.
murdered and for justice.
I think she went a little bit beyond justice at some point.
Yeah.
No. She took
She's
the law into her own hands, but justice nonetheless. Those people had it coming. And whether Tyrion survives or not or any of that, they're all dead. They just don't know it yet. Because when she gets to town, they're all dead.
Yeah, maybe her dragon's gonna just stop by and gobble a Lannister.
And have a in between meal snack on Tyrion.
The crazy teenage dragon is just gonna go get some.
Yeah, because when she gets to town, they're all dead. So it's not even gonna matter whether he makes it out of this alive or not.
Well, she did have the opportunity to save her brother and chose not to. Chose to let them pour hot gold on his head.
No, she found out then that he wasn't a real dragon.
Yeah, she kind of knew that already.
I
Yeah,
know.
but she confirmed it there. She's like, well, if he could get killed by that, then hey, he's not really my brother.
It's
He's not.
sadistic. She's sadistic.
Yeah, come on. Like, killing people is one thing, but raping people is like another thing. Like, it's okay to like somebody that kills people, but is it okay to like somebody that rapes people?
No,
So then, what's wrong with you, Joe?
nothing wrong with me. She's doing it for justice.
How are you?
It's justice. Those people had it coming. Everybody she's taking
She
it
had
to
it coming? Is that what you just said?
said they had it coming.
She had it coming.
No, not she. They had it coming. The people that Khaleesi kills.
No, we're not talking about Khaleesi anymore. We're talking about Jamie.
Jamie.
Yeah, you said you like Jamie, and you said
I said Jamie.
Jamie.
I said Jamie has become a better person, with the exception of the rape scene.
Right, but you also said you can't get behind people that rape.
I can't get behind people that rape. You're right.
But you're a fan of Jamie.
I'm not a fan of Jamie.
Wait.
Don't try to twist my words.
Wait, is this
I
some
said-
sort of like favorite character Inquisition thing going on here?
He's not my favorite character. So
Talking about like something that happened 4 episodes ago.
It wasn't that long ago, guys. I mean,
think
4
it was.
episodes ago was like.
Why
what,
are you bringing up
no.
old shit?
yeah, I understand. I mean, I already said a million times that I'm against the rape. I don't know
For
where it's
Jamie.
confusing.
Against the rape for Jamie. I'm just wondering how that works.
He's gonna die. He's trying to get himself together. It's something about Cersei that drives him nuts.
Yeah, Joe's cool. Joe is cool with Jamie up until that one thing. It's kind of like OJ was cool up until that one thing that he kind of did back in the day. Yeah, now
If he did it.
I still
Michael
rock with
Jackson
him.
was cool up until that one thing with.
You notice Jamie didn't try to, but Jamie did save Bran from getting raped. So I mean,
Exactly. So
save a rape, give a rape. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, that's the way Game of Thrones works.
potato. You
He said, if I save, he said, listen, I saved the girl from getting raped, so now I'm entitled to a rape. And he raped.
Oh
Seriously.
dear.
Interesting theories, Joe. All these are interesting theories. They make
tit for tat.
I'm talking about the Game of Thrones methodology here. That's what it seems like. I mean, I don't agree with that in no way, but I'm just saying, like, he saved Bran from getting raped. He also saves Bran by getting her out of King's Landing to go look for Sansa.
Saved her from getting eaten by a bear.
Huh?
Saved her from getting killed by a bear, right?
Yeah, he's getting her out. He's getting her out.
Look,
And-
I'm not saying he's a great guy, and I'm not saying he's totally a bad guy. I'm just saying he doesn't really strike me as a rapist. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. So.
All right. Well, yeah.
Yeah, but so what do you think is going to happen? We went off all the way on the side here.
I kind of agree with you that I think maybe Jamie's gonna just try to save him, and and he's gonna go on the lam. But I mean, that's what he should do. He should go on the lam and help some of those other people that are trying to take over I mean, fuck his dad, dude. His dad's an ass. Why does he even care about him? He should just wipe out his whole clan, exception of Jamie. So maybe if Jamie does die, it's possible that he'll go all apeshit on his whole entire clan and just wipe them all out and take over. I hope he goes all Rambo on those motherfuckers. He uses his superior knowledge to go all Lex Luthor and gets that. Isn't that the fire water gasoline stuff? Isn't that still all sitting below the city?
I think he used it all. I think he used it all to blow up the ships.
I think that ship has sailed. Get it?
Yeah. So, Malik, what do you think is going to happen?
I don't know who saves him. I think if I had to guess, I mean seriously, I honestly think that there's still. I mean, I don't know. Is his dad fully I'm not helping this kid anymore. He's dead to me or anything like that. Because he did make a promise to Jamie that he would help him get out of it as long as Tyrion didn't completely basically do what he did when he was talking in the during the trial, and just admit to what he did or whatever. And he didn't. He didn't admit to it, and he pretty much said that he hoped that he hoped that Joffrey did die, and he was like he kind of ripped the whole Lannister family. So maybe his dad has no affiliation, like no desire to help him or whatever. I don't know who would help him honestly. Like because the kid that was with him, he's gone. He's with Brienne Tarth of Tarth, whatever.
Yeah.
The guy that was with him that was protecting him, I can't remember that guy's name. Johanna, I'm sure you remember his name. The guy that was supposed to be his bodyguard, his number one guy that was like hanging around with him all the time.
It was Bronn.
Bronn. Like didn't he turn on him as well? Like
turn on him. He just said that he wasn't going to risk his life for him.
Because he's a merc. That's the thing. Like he wasn't really Tyrion's man.
He got his own castle now or something like that.
Yeah, so to me,
he wasn't Tyrion's man. He was Tyrion's friend. But I mean, friendship only goes so far. Would you have fought the Mountain for one of your friends? Joe, would you fight the Mountain for Malik?
Of course. I fight him from a distance, like with a bow and arrow.
Joe, can you use a bow and arrow?
I don't know. They didn't say you couldn't.
No, can you use a bow and arrow?
I'll learn in a couple of days.
I mean,
What I'm saying is, it's.
So I don't think he has any friends. I mean, I don't think he has anybody in King's Landing that will help him get out except Jaime.
Well, look,
like you guys mentioned.
I'm just asking, what would happen if Lady Olenna just admitted that she did it?
Who?
The old lady.
Yeah, Lady Olenna. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gone. Then they go back to wherever they're from.
It's the hypothetical.
Yeah, because she was
hypothetical. That isn't as weird as the last hypothetical.
Because her altruism is just gonna kick in like the last minute.
What if she did though? Would that save him, or is it too late now for even that to save him?
Well, I think the truth should save him. I mean, he didn't. If she comes back and admits to poisoning the king.
I think at this point it doesn't really matter because Cersei has wanted to kill him for so long. She is finally this close to actually getting it done. I think even if she found out the truth, either in a public forum or privately, like somebody gave her a letter and was like, hey, she did it, and her and her family conspired to get the whole thing. Like she'd probably figure out a way to get them back later on, but she'd probably still let this thing go through because she hates Tyrion just that much. So I couldn't imagine, as close as she is right now to getting her revenge and killing her brother, which is what she's wanted to do since they were kids. I can't imagine that she wouldn't go through with it, even if she found out, that he didn't do it.
What is going on behind you? Is that
nothing?
Is that a beach scene? Or
yes, it's a beach scene.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Is it painted on your walls?
Yes, it is.
Is it did you paint that?
No, I have a member of my family that did this for me.
And how far does it go? All we can see is the corner.
Takes the entire wall.
That's cool. Is there little animals and stuff going on?
No animals.
Little cheetahs, panthers.
Nope.
Monkeys.
It's a beach, man. It's not a. It's not. It's a beach.
Okay. Sailboats.
No.
A whale.
Nope.
Assassin's Creed.
There are two people walking on a trail, but that's not in this scene that you're seeing behind me. It's in a different scene.
Is it the same beach though?
Yeah, it's like I said, it takes up the entire wall, so it's starts at one end and it runs all the way to the other side.
Does it bring you peace?
Actually does.
I can see that.
It actually does. So yes, but yeah, I don't think that I don't, like I said, I can't see how he dies, but I don't know who would save him because I don't think that he actually has a friend unless it's Shay. Unless Shay saves him, and then he still kills her because I still think he needs to kill her. But maybe it's Shay. I have no idea. Does he have a friend in King's Landing right now, other than his brother, who has one hand and can't fight? So, who else could help him? Everybody else is gone.
I know he's gonna live, and someone's gonna die in his place. So that's what I think.
All right, I'm gonna go on a limb and say Shay, I'm gonna say Shay helps him get out, and then he kills Shay. You know, like as he's leaving or something like that. He's like, "You still betrayed me. You know, I hate you. You know, you're dead to me," and kills her, or something along those lines.
So you remember when what's her face Sansa was lying for Littlefinger, and
Yep.
she said, "And they made me marry an imp." Do you remember that?
Yep.
Yeah.
That sounded pretty sincere. That she was still pissed off that she had to get married to an imp.
She's just pissed off about everything that he did to her. Everything from the moment she got there.
King's Landing has been nothing but bad news for Sansa ever since she arrived.
Everything's
Yes.
been bad news for Sansa.
And just to think, she wanted to be married to him at one point in the very beginning.
Yeah.
She couldn't wait for the opportunity to be with Joffrey.
He finally got just a little bit interesting. Just this last episode, in my opinion.
Who, Joffrey?
No, Sansa.
She did. That's what Johanna and I were talking about it. Like she's like seemed to have turned some corner, and I don't know where she goes from here, but she seems to have turned some corner in terms of the type of person, the type of character that she
Well,
is.
it's going to be pretty ridiculous if she does not get reunited with her sister at this point. I mean,
Yes. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Yeah, they're so close, but yet so far.
they've got to. Like, I think there's only one exit out of the castle.
No.
There's two
No, there's two exits. There's the moon door and the front door.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, what the hell do they say?
They got to run into each other.
Yeah, we'll see.
Even if they did, what the hell do they say to each other? Like,
What up, girl?
Like,
hey, sit down.
hey.
Tell me your story.
But no, I'm just saying, like, you know, I forgot what I was saying. But
They will be kept apart. I'm almost positive of that.
you can't keep them apart. I don't see how that happens.
Hey, look how close Bran was to his brother.
Yeah, but they
And-
stayed apart for reasons. Like they had reasons for staying. He did it intentionally because he didn't want his brother bringing him back to the other side of the wall. Whereas in this situation, there's really no reason for them not to meet each other. Like,
Yeah, I hope you're right, but it just seems like
hide.
the way the series is going that they are just hell bent on keeping the Stark kids apart.
Well, here's one thing that we definitely know is that when those Stark people get together, they all die. So as long as they stay far away from each other, maybe that's what'll keep them alive.
Yeah, because everybody wants Winterfell. They showed that I forget his name too. They showed the crazy kid and his dad finally told him, "You're official now. Your last name is my last name."
Bolton.
Yeah. So
Oh, what is their game plan?
they want to take over the North. They want Winterfell.
Oh, they want the North. Why don't they go get?
Hey, they're not gonna want the North to like 2 seasons when it's been invaded by White Walkers. So when that finally happens.
That's like, I mean, and I never understood that. I'm like, so they don't want this. They don't want the Seven Kingdoms. That's like wanting the Intercontinental Belt. Like it's not, let's go for that second championship. Like we don't. Let's get the silver medal. It's okay. We don't really need the gold. Let's just go get the silver. We're good with that.
We want the North. It's the biggest territory. It's bigger than all. Apparently, I didn't know this, but it's bigger than all the other 6 kingdoms combined. So they want the North.
Yeah,
But why? Like, there's nothing there. That's what
No, there's oil, Lorenzo. It's probably oil, and they want it.
oil.
I have no idea. We're
Ladies
gonna
and
get that
gentlemen,
oil.
well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all we have for today. For myself, Lorenzo, Johanna, and Joe, we are the Agents of Helm. Tune in very soon. We will have another episode for you. It will be Johanna's moderating, and it will be all about, what is it, Johanna?
It's all about space.
Space.
The final frontier.
So I can't wait to talk about all that stuff, and maybe we'll get to talk about gravity again, right, Joe?
Oh God.
And Sega.
Yes. So we will see.
Oh, thanks
Until
for
then-
reminding me, you guys. I've been reading Sega, so yeah, we will maybe be talking about it as
Oh, cool.
well.
Maybe I can get a chance to read some of
Yeah.
it too. So we'll definitely reconvene at some time very soon. Be on the lookout for this our weekly episode and the next episode of Agents of Helm. Feel free to reach us on all of our social networks, which Johanna has laid out for you in multiple times now. So I'm not going to ask her to do it again. And for everybody else, I'm Malik. We are the Agents of Helm. Have a great night. Later.
Later.